Hello. Oh my God, got no makeup on. Hello. I think, is that you, Mum? I've got one person on so far. Not sure who's on. Hello, happy Thursday, day before bank holiday. And I thought I'd just check in and do my bi-weekly live. So let's wait to see who else is available, who else is going to join. If I click away from this, can I still be seen? Right, I'm gonna crack on, even though there's only one person. I will still talk to the one person, even if it's just you, Mum, until people come in. So, I actually don't have an awful lot that I'm going to talk about today. But I thought I would still come on because I scheduled it. So I didn't want to kind of go back on my word. So I had it scheduled originally for yesterday, but then I had to change it, wasn't feeling too well. And so I'm on today instead. But yeah, so the first thing, I don't know if anyone's going to even join. And I'm wondering, do you know what I'm wondering? If it's the weather, if it's the fact now that it's so bright outside at 7 p.m, you would think it's like 4 o'clock. So I'm wondering now if times are changing, whether 7 p.m. is going to be too early. So let's see. Let's see if no one else really joins, then maybe I'm going to have to switch the time, because I was thinking, to be honest, as I came up, I thought, wow, it's actually bright outside for once. So maybe this is a bit too early now in the day. But yeah, so whoever's here, let me know. Just type in the comment. I see there's 2 of you here. So just let me know who you are. Just the 3 of us in the room right now. So just let me know what you're up to, how things are going. As a pre-warning, sorry about that. Got a lot of racers around here. I've got no makeup on today, as you can see. So apologies, but sometimes you just have to embrace your natural ways. So DC, I see that you said hi. Hi DC, I don't recognize that name. Have you been on my channel before? Are you new? I don't recognize that name. So let me know. Let me know who you are, where you're from, what you're up to. But yeah, so obviously we've got the bank holiday coming up here in the UK. So just really looking forward to that, and just taking some time to relax, be away from work. I've actually not been working for the last 2 days, but I'm excited to continue that into the weekend. So one of the things that I did want to discuss today is like life post-COVID, because I think it's a bit of a weird one. And when it comes to finances as well, a lot of people have been in lockdown mode for so long. Sorry, I'm just seeing that. I am a new subscriber. Oh, hi, DC. Sat in sunny Cornwall next to the log burner. Watching the sun go down. Honestly, I was just saying how badly I want to go to Cornwall. I've never been to Cornwall, but it looks absolutely stunning. And the fact that I could only imagine the type of sunset that you have in Cornwall right now. Ours is not, it's not bad, but it's probably not Cornwall level. But thanks for joining and being a new subscriber, and I'm super jealous of where you are right now. But yeah, post COVID, I think it's just going to be a bit of a weird one, because as I said, we've been trapped in our houses, and all of a sudden we're going to be free again, and we're going to be able to go out and spend our money, which is a good thing because we need to stimulate the economy. But I'm just wondering, like, what it means for people on a personal level. Are people preparing for life post lockdown? Are you like saving specifically for that? Or do you feel like there won't be a huge change? I'm curious. Actually, I think I'm going to do a poll on my community tab, which, by the way, I'm so glad to now have that community tab, which I have because I've now reached 1,000 subscribers. So I think 2 weeks ago on my last live, I wasn't yet at 1K, and now I'm at 1K. So thanks to all of you amazing, lovely, wonderful people, you've allowed me to reach 1K. And one of the biggest things that I was looking forward to in reaching 1K was to get that community tab, because it's just a nice way for me to engage with people outside of the videos. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. DC said it's a lovely place when the sun shines. Honestly, Cornwall looks gorgeous. Oh, Paul, you live in Cornwall as well. What? Wow, I'm in the southeast of England. So yeah, I need to kind of get out and explore the rest of the UK, which I'm hoping that this summer I can do, because, to be honest, I probably would usually just jump on a plane and go somewhere, but we have so many beautiful places here in the UK that I need to explore. So I feel like this summer is a good time to do that. Paul, you said, DC, you said you're in St. Austell. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. And Paul, you're in Liskeard. I know I'm not saying this right. I don't know the name of these places, but yeah, Cornwall, somewhere that I want to go. But yeah, post-COVID, tell me what are your guys? What's the plan? Like, financially, are you worried, or are you thinking, oh God, things are going to be different? Have you benefited from COVID? Have you benefited from the lockdown? So financially, have you been someone who's been able to save more or invest more? Or have you found that you're spending the same amount, like you're buying things online? Because I spoke to some people who said they actually are spending the same amount of money, that they just are buying things online and they're finding other ways to spend the money that they would have spent out. So I'm curious, for me personally, COVID and the whole lockdown has been like a really a good financial time in a way, because I've been able to save a lot more because I'm not going anywhere and I'm not honestly buying things online. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about COVID and what your plans are. And I wanted to touch on real quick, because I was just reading on the Financial Times before I came on here. 2 weeks ago, if you were on the live, you would have heard me talking about Deliveroo, because they were just about to IPO, which means they were just about to go on the market, basically, for people to start publicly trading. And they did. They went on the market, and I think there were 70,000 Deliveroo customers who bought shares in Deliveroo, and it just hugely flopped. Of course, it's just the beginning. The share price can go up and, over time, but it's being considered one of the worst UK IPOs in the history of IPOs, like one of the worst. And it's not good. But, one of the things that I did say 2 weeks ago was, I think as a company, they're actually not doing that well. And that's why it was something that I was not personally interested in at all, because I knew that as a company, they weren't fundamentally strong. So yes, you may use Deliveroo, you may order your food from there, etc., etc. But I saw a comment on the Financial Times, someone saying, just because you use their service doesn't mean you have any place to buy shares in their company. I thought that was a really good point. Like, sometimes you are passionate about a company and you want to invest in them, but just because you do use the service of a company doesn't mean that you should be investing in them. And, as this retail investor, the everyday investor, we're getting access to things that we never had access to before. And it's fantastic. It's great. It's liberating in many ways, but we have to be careful because, you know, we still need to remember that we need to, when we do things like that, we're taking a risk, essentially. We're taking a big risk, especially when it comes to IPOs or penny stocks or anything like that. You're really taking a risk. So you have to think about, strategically, is that something you want to do? And I'm quite sad to see that so many people got burned by Deliveroo and they just weren't expecting that. So curious if any of you guys bought any shares in Deliveroo, or if that wasn't for you. It definitely wasn't for me, and I'm glad that I didn't. DC, you said, not worried at all, just had my best year in business. Looking to set up my retirement now. I'm 44, so got 23 years left. Amazing. Your best year in business. Out of curiosity, if you don't mind sharing, what is it that you do as to how you had your best year? But that's fantastic. And some people, they have like, the lockdown has not been as bad financially for them as it has been for some others. So I'm really glad to hear that you had a good year in business and that you're setting yourself up for retirement. That's so good. But yeah, I mean, window cleaner. Oh, that is so interesting. So I wonder why are people getting their windows cleaned more during the pandemic? That's a really interesting, it's a really interesting job, but really interesting to see that you saw business boom as a window cleaner during the lockdown, because I would assume it would have been the same pre and post lockdown. But yeah, let me know why that is. Germano Alves, you said, hi, I'm thinking to invest in a Vanguard Japan stock index. What are your thoughts about it? Well, my thoughts, obviously not advice, my thoughts are Japan, you know, is a pretty solid market, and why not? If it's one of the markets that you're interested in, why not invest in it? You know, choose a good index fund or good ETF, and yeah, I don't see why not. It's something actually that I don't remember who I was speaking to about this, but it is something that I actually want to add to my portfolio eventually, because I am interested in Japan. So yeah, I'll wait and see if I'm going to add. But yeah, generally speaking, why not? Why not? Out of curiosity, Germano, do you also have a global tracker? I'm always going to throw that in there because I think it should be like, in my personal opinion, it should be the first point of call, and then you kind of build up around that. So a global tracker, you could just have a global tracker and just that be it. But if you have a specific interest in other markets, then you can kind of buffer that up and you know, build up more of a concentration in specific regions. But yeah, I think global trackers are good. Speaking of Japan, though, not to throw Japan underwater or anything, but last night I watched Seaspiracy on Netflix. Not sure if any of you have seen that. And I didn't realize Japan's involvement in whale hunting. They kill so many whales. I'm saying whales like fishes, the big fishes in the sea. They kill a lot of them, and they've got a whole market going on where they sell pieces. They sell pieces to China, and they've got like some kind of weird thing going on, and it really did it put me off Japan a little bit. But you know, every country, and then I say it put me off Japan, but it showed on the grand scheme of things that Japan was just one of the countries that were doing this, and actually one of the worst countries that are currently kind of killing dolphins, whales, and dolphins and whales and sharks. It's not just Japan, it's even France. France is actually one of the largest hunters of these animals. And I was like, I had no idea. and they were saying on the documentary how they keep it really underground and really hushed. And so I'm saying Japan because it was the first one that they mentioned, but it's not just Japan doing this, it's other places as well. But if you haven't watched it, I would recommend watching it. You may actually feel depressed afterwards. I was absolutely near tears. It's very sad, but it was really eye-opening to see what's going on in the seas of the world. So if you haven't watched it, Netflix, Seaspiracy, it's a really good one. Right, back to you, DC. You said, I picked up a lot of work in the summer, people at home. Okay, fair enough. Maybe people, because they weren't out as much, they were being, I don't know, they were seeing their windows more and just thought, oh my God, I need a window cleaner. To be fair, I actually did that. I was like, oh my God, I need a window cleaner, like urgently. And we found some great window cleaners. But yeah, I guess because I'm home more, I was just seeing the windows and I was like, that can't stay. That needs to be dealt with. So maybe there's actually an interesting thing with that. I'm really glad that you had good business. And DC, I'm also really glad that you are setting yourself up for retirement. That's amazing. So Andy H, she said, just had the best year ever as well. And March has been a record month. What is it that tell me, what do you do, Andy? That's amazing. See, you hear on the news all this, like financially, so many people have gone through a financial hard time during COVID, and there have been a lot of people that have experienced such a hard time, but we're not hearing the other side. Like, some people are having their best years ever, and a freight train maintenance. Oh, so interesting. Again, I'm trying to piece together the connection as to why you're doing better now. Maybe and you can tell me, but that's amazing. But yeah, some people have really benefited and some businesses have really benefited during this time. So I hope those people who have seen like a boom in their business, I'm hoping they're going to be the ones to really stimulate the economy again. Because obviously the people who financially have had such a hard time during COVID, they're not going to be the ones who are going to be out there going shopping and going out to restaurants and going on vacations or holidays within the UK or whatever. It's those of us who have been able to benefit, I guess, or financially be sustained during this time, where I guess the responsibility kind of is on us to do our bit to stimulate the economy. So I know, like, I'm really looking forward to buying locally. Like, I will be going to shops and buying and trying to support my local community in any way that I can, basically, because I know some businesses have really, really suffered. So if we all do our bit, especially those of us who have done well during the past year, then I think we can recover slowly. Obviously, we're in a bit of a bad state financially as a country, but slowly we can recover. Germano, you said, I have developed world. Okay, the Vanguard. Cool. Okay, so you have the developed world, and then you're thinking of adding Japan. Why not? Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to like ETFs or index funds, of course it can go wrong, but it's much safer than buying individual shares. So really, buying the developed world and buying a Japan index is a good way to go. I don't really see why. If you're taking a long-term approach, sounds good. Brian G had a good year, managed to pay off my credit cards, so I'm off to a good start this year. That is so good, so good. And like, that's the bit, I think, for me as well. I was able to slash so much debt last year, because I was home, and I just all my money was refocused, I guess, and I just aggressively attacked debt. And yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really glad that I took that approach, and I think, I'm glad I didn't just squander money away buying stuff online. Not to down talk anyone who has done that. If that's what's helped you through the lockdown, then that's fine. But I'm kind of I think we were given a rare opportunity, to save more, pay off more debt, invest more, whatever it is. How often are we going to get these chances where the entire world is locked down? Like, there was no FOMO, there was no fear of missing out, because everybody was home, or everybody is home, and nobody's out there doing things. So it's just a really good time to take advantage of, I think. Andy, you said freight train maintenance, more movement in freight as passenger numbers have reduced. See, I never would have linked that together. That is so interesting. So yeah, again, I guess certain industries are just really doing well. That's amazing. Right, I was just seeing what else I had on here. So yeah, I didn't really have that much today, to be honest. I know the last couple of live chats have been super chatty, and I had lots to talk about. I don't have a huge amount to talk about today, but as I said at the very beginning, I just really wanted to make sure that I stuck to my word to come onto the live, to catch up with you guys, to see what you're doing and how you're doing. And I'm really enjoying this conversation, because it's really opening my eyes to what other industries are out there, I guess, and how they've been impacted during this time. So my industry as well has not really been actually it's been positively impacted during this time. And so I actually felt guilt about it at first, and I just was a bit like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not really I felt slightly guilty about it, because all I heard on the news was people suffering, and I was doing okay, and I felt guilty about it. So it's really nice to see that it's like, I knew it wasn't just me, but it's really nice to see that people are being more open to, I had the best year ever in my business or financially, because it does show the other side of it. DC, you said iShares or Vanguard. If you're asking me, and I mean, if you look at my channel, I think it's quite clear that I'm a Vanguard girl. But I think iShares is pretty solid as well. So I have the iShares Global Clean Energy ETF in my Trading 212 account, which I have not looked at. I've not looked at my Trading 212 in a couple of days. Okay. So my Trading 212 right now is, I can't remember what it was actually during my last portfolio update, but I'm still in the green. I'm currently up by 7.97%, so basically 8%, my total portfolio. And most of my shares are in the green, which is good. The only ones that are in the red right now, I know I'm basically doing a Trader 212 portfolio update. The only ones that are in the red right now are Amazon, which I feel like Amazon's always in the red for me, and Beyond Meat is also one of those ones that are in the red quite a bit. But apart from that, like, all of my other ones are doing pretty well. Like, they've gone down, maybe 2 months ago or so, they were just all booming, like they were all way up high. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And they've all kind of simmered down since then. But I'm pretty happy with this portfolio because, everything's in green. So I've got Tencent, Royal Dutch Shell, Rolls-Royce Holdings, Rio Tinto, Realty Income. Oh, the Realty Income has gone up quite a bit. Palantir, Legal and General Group, iShares again, iShares Global Water, iShares Global Clean Energy, iShares Electrical Vehicle. So there you go. iShares DC. See, I've got some of their ETFs within my Trading 212. In Invesco, the Nasdaq, which is doing pretty well right now, AT&T, American Battery Metals, and Aterna Zentaris, which is like a pharmaceutical company. But they're all of them are in the green. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm not going to complain. That's quite good. And my free trade. So in my last Trading 212 portfolio update, I felt like I just kind of was negative about free trade, and I shouldn't be negative about it. It's just, when you get used to something, I feel like I'm used to Trading 212 and the free trade interface. I don't know, it just doesn't agree with me. Don't love it, and it's just, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'll give me Trading 212 any day. But I had put my referral link in that video, so I've got quite a few free shares since then, so thank you if you're one of those people. I really appreciate it. And so I feel like I may actually keep my free trade as I'm curious to see what happens to my portfolio if I don't tamper with it. So whichever shares that I receive, basically, I'm curious to see how they do in comparison to my Trading 212 portfolio, where I'm choosing and whatever else. I'm curious to see how my free shares are going to hold up. So I actually don't think I'm going to put any more money into free trade. I've only actually put £10 since the beginning. I've only put £10, and the rest is free shares. There's not much in there. It's £51. But the free shares that I tend to get with free trade are always like £4. So they're not like a load of money, but it's still something. But yeah, I think I'm going to just not tamper with it and see how these free shares do in comparison to a portfolio that I'm choosing my investments. Guy Cocker, you said, loving your videos. Watched your Vanguard one today. Currently moving my Vanguard SIP and ISA over to free trade. Oh, awesome. Good for you. That's amazing. And curious, tell me, if you don't mind sharing, why are you transferring, not saying it's a bad thing, but why are you transferring your Vanguard SIP and ISA to free trade? Just out of curiosity. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. And Guy Cocker, why, just out of curiosity as well, you've got like a tick next to your name. What does that mean? Are you verified on YouTube? Is that a thing? Do they have verification on YouTube? Just let me know. I'm curious, because your name is the only one that has that. Linda, you said, I understand the feeling of guilt. I guess all we can be is empathetic. 100%. I completely agree. And that's it. I'm so empathetic for people who have, been having a really hard time during COVID, because it's been crazy. But yeah, that guilt, you kind of have to get past that and try and do whatever you can do to help people, I guess. So that's kind of the mindset that I have now. Instead of feeling guilt, what can I do out of my fairly good situation to help others? And as I said, for me, it's about supporting businesses locally and, making sure that I spend some money and, get money circulating in my community. Elle, you said, I'm surprised Amazon's in the red. Thought people would be using them more nowadays. I know, I feel like though with Amazon, I bought quite high. So I feel like the entire time I've held Amazon, it's pretty much been in the red. So yeah, I have like 0.008 shares in Amazon. So I have basically next to nothing. It's only worth 19 pounds. But yeah, like I bought quite high. But to be honest, I feel like I don't, it's kind of a long haul thing. Like I don't necessarily plan on selling it now. But yeah, I'm surprised because Amazon has been killing it during COVID. Like Amazon and these food delivery companies have been killing it. But then look at Deliveroo, it flopped when it IPO'd. So I guess you just never know. Ski. Oh, hi, Ski. Would you recommend to move Nest pension to Vanguard SIP or any other SIP? I don't know enough about Nest pensions. And in fact, I was reading about that today, actually, while I was studying. So, but I'm not, I can't recommend. Sorry about that. I'm not entirely sure. DC, you said, DC, you responded, Vanguard. Maybe you have experience with Nest. Sometimes this is why it's good, because you guys know things or have experiences that I absolutely don't. So maybe they have a reason why they said Vanguard. You said, I just moved out of Nest. Oh, would definitely recommend it. Look at that. You got your answer. You didn't get it from me. Okay. Why? What? So DC, you said Vanguard. You said, I just moved out of Nest. So I'm assuming, I love Meaningful Money. Elle said there's a whole Meaningful Money podcast on Nest. So, Ski, I would highly recommend, if you don't already, listen to the Meaningful Money podcast. It's amazing. It's UK based. And honestly, it's probably the best financial podcast, I would say, in the UK. He's amazing. Like, he really is amazing. And Pete Matthews, I always want to call him Dave Matthews. I think it's Pete Matthews. Let me check. I think it's Pete Matthews, but yeah, he's honestly amazing, and he has some amazing guest speakers come on as well. And you can just listen to it on, if you have Spotify, then you can, yeah, it's Pete Matthew, okay. Then you can listen to it, and honestly, I've probably listened to about 20, 30 of his podcasts, and he's got loads, so I've got loads more to go through, but he really is. So he's a financial advisor and has been for many years, so he's got a lot of experience working with a variety of people. You're laughing. Yeah, Pete. Why do I want to call him Dave Matthews? Is that like a name? Dave Matthews. I'm thinking, is that someone famous? I don't know. I'm always like, is it Pete or Dave Matthews? Meaningful Money is on Google Podcasts for free. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Google Podcasts for free, Spotify for free. So you can, definitely check it out. And it's just quality content for free. Like, how lucky are we to live in a time where we get this amazing advice for free? You know, things are so different, and we're so privileged and don't realize, you know, in comparison to how it used to be maybe 30 years ago, where things just seemed so inaccessible and the information just wasn't there. Now we've just got so much information. Like, there's no excuse nowadays to be in the dark about things. Like, there's just so much information. But what I will say, though, is there's also a lot of crap out there, so you have to be careful. I saw someone post on Instagram that the traders are awfully quiet. If you're a trader, no shade, but that the traders have been awfully quiet recently. And, you know, like, I feel like during lockdown, they've been really ramping up, trying to recruit people into their programs and all sorts of things, and like saying, oh yeah, you can make all this big money. But because the market is not going how they would want it to, or how they would expect right now, or it's so volatile that trading is a bad time to be a trader. So, you know, like, I was laughing at that meme because I was like, yeah, that's actually so true. The traders are dead silent now. They're no longer like, yeah, come over to our side, do this. And I was just thinking, that's the beauty of investing right there. Like, you don't have to worry. Like, it's just, you're not trying to time the market. You just leave it and you check it maybe once a week, or no, you probably check it more than once a week. But you check it when you want to check it, and you don't really worry about it. And just like, why would you put yourself through stress when you don't have to? That's what I wonder. Andy, you said Vanguard VWRL is my favorite. Invest the same date each month to take advantage of dollar cost averaging. That's amazing. Yeah, it's my favorite too. And I put like on my community tab, I put some next topic ideas for some videos, and got people to vote on it, and what the global trackers has won. So my next video will be about global trackers. I obviously have the VWRL, so that will be one that's talked about, but there are also some other global trackers that deserve some airtime as well, which will be discussed in the video. But yeah, I agree. VWRL is one of my favorites. Elle, you said he's also on YouTube. We're talking about Pete Matthews. He does look like a Dave. Right? I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. Honestly, he does. He could be a Dave, but you know, Pete works. JB said finance. You're tagging me in the building. Glad to see you, Jay. Glad you're here. You're normally here at the beginning. I said at the very beginning, I'm not sure if 7 o'clock, so it's 7:40 now. I'm not sure if 7 o'clock is too early, because like now it's bright outside. I'm not sure if like people are, I don't know, going to be outside more. I don't know. If they are, that's fantastic. Like, that's good. But yeah, I was thinking maybe 7 o'clock is too early now. But if it is, let me know. Let me know what time works for you guys. Do you feel like 8 o'clock is a good time, or do you feel like that's late? Because I'm actually happy to do 8 p.m. But let me know what you think. Linda, you said generally traders can't even outperform the S&P 500 over the long haul. I know. I just don't know why you even bother. Personally, yeah. I guess the appeal with trading is that, again, you can make money quicker, but you can also lose an awful lot of money quickly as well. So just depends on what works for you. But you know, I think I'm definitely a woman of wanting to build long-term wealth, and I don't believe in taking shortcuts. And I think sometimes my generation in particular don't want to wait for anything. Like, they do not want to wait at all. Like, they just want it now, and they want the fancy cars, the fancy houses, everything. There's no like progression. And I think that's why trading is so appealing to people, because they're like, oh, you can make £1,000 in a day, and they think, ding, 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 oh my God, I could make £1,000 in a day. But obviously, in most cases, that's not the case. Like, you log on to something like eToro, and you know, they warn you that 78% of people who trade CFDs fail and lose money. So, you know, it's just one of those things that you have to be careful of. And there's nothing wrong with building wealth over a long term and taking it slow. And I think there's a beauty in seeing your wealth build slowly over time. Like, every month you're seeing it build a bit more and a bit more. Maybe once in a while you have a bit of a setback, but that beauty in seeing it gradually increase makes it feel a bit more tangible, and you're actually feeling the shift a bit more, I think, than just one day not having money and the next day hoping that you're going to make it big. But maybe I'm old fashioned. Nick, you said, hey Dee. Hey Nick, how are you? Good evening. Good to have you here. Jay, you said the time is fine. Just happy to be here. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm glad you're here as well. And okay, if the time works, then I'll probably stick to 7 p.m. Nick, you said, did you see the BBC article about the owner of Bet365 took nearly $500 million in a salary this year? I did see that. And I thought, oh my God, that's crazy. I was actually looking at the Profit Accumulator Facebook group. So I've joined the Facebook group because I told you 2 weeks ago that I started match betting, and it is a good, it's not something that I'm ever going to promote because, yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to promote it, but it is a good money earner, but you have to be careful because you need to make sure that you actually do what they tell you to do, like lay your odds, back your odds, whatever, and do the right ones. But I was thinking, seeing people on this Profit Accumulator Facebook group, I can't believe how much money some people have made. And it's tax-free. It's mind-blowing. And 6 months ago, I had never even heard of match betting ever in my entire life. And now I'm like, oh my God, people are making thousands. Like, yeah, it takes time. It's not an overnight thing, but, and it's time consuming, by the way. That's the other thing. Like, I've slowed down in the past week because I've had no time. So, not having any time has just meant like, I haven't been doing it, but I'm hoping in the next couple of days that I can dedicate some time to start making some money again, because I'm trying to get to Bali once we can fly again. And I'm hoping that my user testing and my match betting and my prolific's not really it's a good earner, but it's not a huge earner. But I'm hoping those 3 things will help me get to Bali and will fund my trip there. Linda, you said Wolf of Wall Street did a number on us. Seriously. It really did. That film is like ridiculous. Elle, you said 8 p.m. would be good. It's usually about the time I settle down to watch YouTube videos or go on social media. Okay, that's a good shout. I think, yeah, I'm trying to think for me as well, like 8 p.m. is a time that, I'm normally like on my couch, maybe scrolling through my phone, maybe watching TV. So yeah, I kind of feel you on that. Mum, you said an old-fashioned young'un. I am, I am. That's exactly what I am. Mum, I think you were the first one here today. So thanks for joining. You're like the number 1 fan. Jay, you said our generation wants sorry, there's just police going by. Our generation wants quick money, too much social media telling us to keep up with the Joneses, right? Oh my God, it's so bad. And I feel like for my generation, I'm like, it's bad. But for the generation that's coming after me, I'm like, oh my God, they've got it even worse. Like, they don't even realize that reality TV is far from reality. Like, it's anything but reality, and they think that's how life can and should be, and it's actually a bit depressing. Mum, you said match betting and we can't do it here in Florida. That sucks. I know, I can't believe they don't allow you to do that in Florida, Mum. That's just weird. I would have thought, why don't they do that? They, like, think of oh my God, it's not the same. I was thinking of Hard Rock Cafe, and we have a huge Hard Rock Cafe in Tampa. So Tampa was where I lived in Florida, FYI, Tampa Bay. And there's like a huge Hard Rock Cafe, and I feel like, actually, you know what? I'm wondering, because match betting, you don't lose your money, you actually take money away from the bookies. That maybe that's why they don't want it there, because at least with Hard Rock, people are losing their money. I don't know. Oh, Andy H, she said, any thoughts on the new Vanguard ESG Global All Cap V3AM? So I'm going to give Nick a shout out here because he just done a video on that. So he just done a video about this new fund that Vanguard are offering. I think it's great. It's good. I'm actually going to stick with VWRL. The thing about ESG, so I have the ESG Emerging Markets Fund in my Vanguard portfolio, and I think for me, it's really important when it comes to emerging markets, especially because, unfortunately, in some less developed countries, there's a lot of crookedness going on. I say that, but actually there's crookedness going on here. It's just a much it's just covered in a much better way, I guess. But I felt like for me it was important for emerging markets to be invested in an ESG fund. For global as well, that would be good. But some of these companies, as Nick said in his video, some of these companies are like, how did they slip through the cracks? Like, they're not that ethical, or they're, okay, there are some things that call their ethics as a company into question. And so the criteria, I feel like, in order to be included within an ESG fund, I feel like that needs changing or revamping. But I feel like if they did make the criteria more strict, then they would actually find that a lot of companies don't meet the criteria. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's if you're starting now, then sure, why not? Maybe that's something you look into. But I guess I like the fact that VWRL has has historical data, and so I kind of like to, I like to see data. And obviously with a new fund, it's new, so there's no data to go off of. But not to say that it won't do well and that it won't even do better than VWRL. It could, but those are just my thoughts. Mum, you said, no, I was on the first one yesterday. Oh yeah. No, I didn't. It looked like I did schedule my live for yesterday, but I didn't. It shouldn't have appeared. I'm surprised that you were able to even log on, because I didn't even schedule. Yeah, that's weird. DC, you said people want to be Instagram rich. Wealthy people don't sit around with large bundles of money on their table. I know, right? They don't. They really, really, really don't. What was I listening to? Oh my God, I'm getting old, guys. I'm approaching 30 very swiftly, and my memory sometimes, I know that's quite young, but still, my memory fails me. What was I listening to? Oh, I don't remember. There was something I was listening to, and it was talking about that wealthy people don't feel the need to flaunt it. Like, if you're rich, you're rich. You don't have to prove yourself. And I feel like that is so true. A lot of people who are wealthy, you wouldn't even know. Like, you would walk past them on the street and they're in regular clothes, like driving a fairly regular car, but economical or whatever. Sometimes you just don't even know. But sometimes the people who are shouting the loudest about being rich are the ones that are like furthest from it, and they feel like they have to stunt for people, I guess. I don't know. Jay, you said, I've worked in investments for a while. Calculating ESG data accurately is tricky. Best also to do your research, in my opinion, not financial advice. Oh, okay. You worked in investments, Jay. I don't know why I didn't realize that. That's cool. Yeah, I can understand that it's tricky to calculate. And, this is why I think it's good. I think it's a step in the right direction, and people are looking for ethical investing more and more. Like, it's becoming a a hot topic, and in a good way, I guess. People are socially responsible now, or trying to be more socially responsible now than ever before. But yeah, I can see why it would be tricky to calculate, and maybe we'll just eventually, we'll eventually get it right, but it will take time. And now my godmother has joined. So I've got my mum on here and I've got my godmother on here. That is so funny. She just put an embarrassed face. Hi. Is that an embarrassed face? I don't know what that means, what that emoji means. But yeah, I said today that I wouldn't be on here for long. Somehow I've managed to ramble on for 50 minutes, but you know what it is? It's because you guys are amazing, and you communicate with me, which is just amazing. Oh, Guy, okay, you responded. Thanks for reading my message, Dee. Yes, I'm verified on YouTube. Oh, okay. I'm a tech journalist, so I think it's something to do with that. Oh, that is so interesting. I didn't even know. Okay, so you're a tech journalist. I'll check out your channel. Cool. Regarding moving from Vanguard to free trade, I'm 100% into Life Strategy 100, which I've been doing for about a year. Was in Nutmeg for a year before that. So I'm a couple of years into my investing journey and want to 80% stick in tracker funds, but to start putting a bit of money into companies I understand and believe in. So tech firms like, don't know how to pronounce that, even though I've seen that company name so many times, Nvidia, AMD, etc. My portfolio is at 150k, so costing about £200 on Vanguard in fees. Oh, hello, you've got a nice size portfolio. Well done, Guy. Moving to free trade costs £17 for the ISA, SIP, and Plus account, but keeping 4k as cash in the general account as emergency fund earns £10 a month in interest, so essentially £7 per month. Couldn't find anything cheaper, so I've gone for that. I understand what you're saying about the interface, though. I had to message a mate tonight to ask for a better app for tracking stocks. Also, just subbed to the Meaningful Money podcast, so thanks for the tip for my upcoming bike rides. You are welcome, and thank you so much, Guy, for all of that information. Amazing to hear about your journey. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when you start getting to those larger sums of money in your portfolio, fees are even more important than when you have a smaller amount. And fees are important in general, but a lot of times people don't look at fees as taking away from your overall return. So some of these investment platforms, investment brokerages, the fees they're just too high. And so that people are like, yeah, but I like this platform. And I'm like, yeah, but do consider fees, because they do take a chunk out of your profit. And essentially that return rate that you feel like you're not getting, because you have to account for the fees that you're paying. So well done, Guy, for being, thinking, okay, I'm paying too much in fees on Vanguard, and you can get cheaper with free trade. That's a lot cheaper. With Vanguard, though, isn't it how much is it? I'm not sure. Once you reach a certain amount in your account, the fees, I feel like the fees go after a certain amount. I can't remember off the top of my head what that amount is. Maybe you're aware, Guy. So yeah, £200 is a lot. But then again, I'm sure it's still cheaper than a lot of platforms, because you've got 150k. Oh, okay, thank you, Gareth. It's capped at £375. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, for free trade, £17 for the ISA, SIP, and Plus account. That is just a win. Oh my goodness. Wow. Jay, you said, have you heard of Capital Rise? I haven't used it myself, but it looks very interesting. Nope, not heard of it. Let me Google it now, or just write it down so I can check it out. Capital Rise. What is it? Is it Capital Rise? Just see what that is. Property investment in London and everything you need to know before you invest. I'll check it out. I'm not sure what that is, capitalized, but I'll check it out. I'm always up for something new. But yeah, I mean, it's really encouraging to see people taking their investment journey into their own hands. And, you know, like, I do wonder sometimes about the financial services industry. Like, it has its place, of course, but more and more people are able to handle their own investments, and they're learning more on their own, and they no longer need to pay astronomical fees to financial advisors to take charge of their investments. And I actually love it. I think it's great, and you know, we're moving in a new direction. But yeah, I think I do wonder, like, where is the financial services industry going? Like, where is the need? Like, my generation, where do we have the need for this financial services industry, and where are we going? And I say that as someone who's, as you probably know, I'm studying currently, and I'm not entirely sure that I even want to be a financial advisor per se, even though I'm studying that course. I may want to be a financial coach instead, because I'm more interested in helping people feel empowered, I guess, to take control of their finances. And with financial advising, it's a bit more like, okay, I'm going to tell you what to do, a bit more like that. So I'm not sure, but I do wonder, like, where is this industry going? Where is there a need? You know, what do we need to see? So if you have any thoughts on that, please let me know. Guy, you said, also I should say, I would love to be on Trading 212, but I've been waiting for months for an invite. I'm so sorry, Guy, to you and all the other people that have been waiting to get onto Trading 212. Like, I actually don't know what's taking them so long at this point. It just seems so ridiculous to me. There are so many people who've messaged me to say, hey, like, I'm still on the waiting list. And they're asking me, do I have any idea? And I'm like, I have as much knowledge as you do about what is going on. And, you know, I just think they need to be a bit more transparent about what's going on. And don't get me wrong, I like them as a platform. In fact, it's one of my favorite ones, but I want more people to have access to it. And if they can't, why? What's taking so long? Guy, you said Vanguard is 0.15% fees up to 250k. Yeah, that's it. Portfolio, which is capped at 375. Yeah, and Gareth said that as well. It's capped at 375. So when you get over 250k, then you know what will happen. But I guess, Guy, you've moved to free trade now anyway. Sunny, hi Sunny. You said, do you find yourself living frugally just to invest as much as you can? That's such a good question. No. It's the quick answer. And I say that because when I say I don't live frugally, I do aim to live within my means, but I also believe in having fun now and enjoying my life now. And sometimes with extreme frugalism, it's all about saving and investing for later. And it's all about, okay, what can I put away now in order to be in a solid position later? And I just don't think that is fair to yourself. And I don't think that it's sustainable long term. 1 second. So that's why I would say no to that. I think there's a balance. So when it comes to budgeting, I budget fun money in my budget. So I make sure that I have budget for things that I want to do. Whatever it is I want to do, without fail, I have money to that goes towards that every month. Because I need to have fun along the journey, because as I said, this is a long-term thing. So I need to make sure that my lifestyle is set in a way that I can sustainably uphold that for years. If I'm so frugal now because I'm just trying to invest and save and invest and save, at some point I'm going to get fed up and I'm going to just stop investing and saving because I just want to have fun. And so instead of that, I just give myself a bit of leeway with that. And I've always had fun money. Like since I started my budgets, maybe at 18 years old, yeah, so like over 10 years ago, back then I used to allocate fun money every single month without fail. Like you have to allocate money to enjoy your life, and whatever that is that you enjoy, you need to have money for that. I posted on my Instagram 2 days ago, like, does anyone else have a Starbucks Pret Costa budget? So I have like a budget for that specifically, because it's something I love to get specific kind of latte, or like a chai latte, or I love a green tea frappuccino, or whatever it is. I love it, and it brings me so much joy that I like to make sure I have budget for that every single month. And yes, a lot of people will say, why are you wasting your money in Starbucks or Pret or whatever it is? But it brings me joy. So, you know, at the end of the day, if it brings me joy, then why wouldn't I do that? So to answer your question, Sunny, no, just make sure that you enjoy life along the way, but make sure also that you're saving and investing. It's just all about balance. It's all about balance. And I did mention this in my last video, that my last video was about a roadmap to financial freedom, because I wanted people, wherever they are, to have something that they can go to and listen to and kind of understand the steps that you can take to get yourself to a financially secure or a financially free place. And what I don't want on my channel is to lose people in terms of, when I say lose people, I don't mean people unsubscribing. I'm talking about, I don't want to lose people who don't quite understand certain concepts, or feel like, oh, I'm nowhere near investing or saving or anything, and for them to think that my channel isn't for them. So that latest video, I started from the beginning, you know, paying off your debt and everything, knowing your debt, doing your financial health check, then paying off your debt, working on savings, and then you build up from there. And I think that it's so important to, oh my God, I've lost my train of thought. You see what I mean? I'm getting old. Anyway, that video, if you haven't seen it, check it out. My goal is to help people along the way. But, oh yes, one of the things that I mentioned in that video is there's only so much that you can cut back. There's only so much that you can be frugal. But what you can do is you can increase your income. So that is the thing. That is the key to making sure that you can kind of increase your savings and increase your investments along the way, because you can't keep cutting back. You still got to pay your bills and you still got to, you know, live. But, you know, what you can do is increase your income. What you can do is have a side hustle. What you can do is find a way to make more money at your job, or whatever it is. There's no limit in terms of increasing your income. So yes, be reasonable and don't spend like a crazy person, but change that focus, I think, from just cutting back, always feeling like you need to cut back your budget. Change that focus and think, how could I maybe increase my income so that I can save and invest more? So that, Sunny, was a very long answer, but I hope that's answered your question. Linda, you said the traditional banks have, sorry, I'm like way behind on comments. The traditional banks have acted like cartels too long. Fintechs have disrupted the market and made old financial services sit up and find ways to be more useful for their users. 100% agree with you, Linda. I feel like that's exactly what's happened. And I'm loving to see it. I think it's amazing. It's about time. It's long overdue. And they basically have to get with the times or get left behind, is basically what's going to happen. And when I think of, the financial independence Facebook group that I'm a part of, and I'm hearing so many people who have been with certain investment firms for years, who have been handling their investments, and they're only now that they understand more about FIRE and financial independence and investments, they're only now questioning what's been happening with their portfolios for years. And they're like, I would expect a bit of a better, where's my money going? Oh yeah, because you're paying an arm and a leg in fees. Because traditionally that's what you did. You'd pay these financial advisors, you'd pay these firms, and they take hefty fees from your overall returns. So you get less in your pocket. And now they're like, oh wait, actually, oh, you're invested in this and that. I understand that now. I can actually do it myself. So they have to kind of get with the times. Sunny, you said there is another app called Free Trade. I'm not sure if there is a freeze there also. Worth a look. Sunny, there's not a, earlier I had mentioned Free Trade. There is no freeze there. So if you want to open an account with Free Trade, you can. They're open. Jay, you said agreed. Great question as well regarding extreme frugalism. When it's too extreme, it becomes like a poverty fair mindset, 100%. Like, who wants to live like that? I cannot get with this extreme frugalism lifestyle at all. I actually just don't agree with it. I just think it's not sustainable, and I don't promote people being miserable now in order to potentially have a better tomorrow. Like, that makes no sense. Linda, you said, glad I'm not the only one with a fund. Oh no, honey, that is key. That fun money is so important to me. Like, what's the point? Why am I working hard if I can't have fun? Yeah, that's important. Gareth, you said, I'm a year into my investing journey, totally obsessed with it, but now I think I'm going too far with the frugalism. Definitely trying to find that balance. Budgeting has been king this last year. That is a really good point, Gareth, and you're right. I think it's finding a fine balance, because finding a good balance, because yes, it's so rewarding to see your investments or even your savings increase month on month. It's such a good feeling, but you can't be too frugal. It won't be sustainable, and you'll end up resenting things later on, because when you get to the place where you want to be financially, you may be older, or you may not, but you may think, wow, all those years where I could have been living and enjoying my life, I was saving up for this, and it's not all that it's cracked up to be. And I think a lot of people get disillusioned with that. From my understanding, with some people who have reached financial independence, there's a slight disillusionment in the fact of, oh, I've been investing all these years for this. And the problem is, you'll only feel like that if you've not been enjoying your life on the way. If you've been enjoying your life on the way, then you won't feel like that, because you're like, oh, I've been living a good life and now I'm financially independent. I'm going to continue living a good life and I don't have to worry about money. But if you're just not living a good life along the way, you'll just resent it. So, yeah. Linda, you said, I watched Graham Stephan and he is hyper frugal. Yeah, he's an interesting guy, he is. No, I think I've definitely watched some of his videos, and he's got a huge following and he puts out some really great content, but he really is frugal, isn't he? Apart from when he bought his new house, I was like, oh, okay, maybe he stepped up a bit, but yeah, he's on the frugal side. Francesca, you said, hey, do an amazing job. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tom, you said, I've spent all my money on investing in gin for a whole year. That is so funny. Investing and gin. What a combination. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess, that's your balance. You're investing and your fun money is gin. So for you, you've been balancing it out. You said to Linda, follow Graham's friend Meet Kevin. He's brilliant. Oh, I've not heard of him. Another thing to write down. Meet Kevin. Okay. Is he better than Graham? Meet Kevin. Oh, and Linda, you watch him too. And Andrea. I'm out of the loop. I don't even know who. And Jeremy. Yep, him too. I love their 4-way YouTube channel. What? I don't even know about this. I'm so out of the loop. I call myself a YouTuber and I don't even know about this. No, I'm joking. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Yes, same here. Oh, I work in fintech, so I'm quite biased. Yes, same here. Great banter. They have over tattooed chef. Oh, wow, you guys are having a great conversation. Paul, should I overpay my mortgage or use the extra money to invest? That's like the age-old question, right? A lot of people will have this debate. Is it better to overpay your mortgage or is it better to invest? And if you want to look at it from a purely, like, not an emotional perspective, but just purely numbers, you're probably going to get a bit more bang for your buck if you invest that money, if you're looking at it from just numbers perspective. But some people want that peace of mind or that achievement to kind of pay off their mortgage quicker, and that's fine, you know. But you probably, especially with how interest rates are right now, like historically low, people would argue by the numbers alone that investing could be a better shout. But of course, it's up to you and whatever makes you feel better. For me personally, that's personally right now, I'm more keen on investing than overpaying my mortgage. So I guess it all just depends on you and what you think. Elle, you said, I see it as us making more money than we need right now, whilst our future selves have no money. We're investing the excess for them, not stealing from our present selves to give to them. Okay, that's an interesting way to look at it. Because what if we never get to be them? God forbid, but I don't know people who don't. Yeah, right? 100%. This is it. Like, you got to think about, what if you never get to enjoy the fruits of your labor 5-10 years down the line? And all you've been doing right now is grinding so hard in order to get to this place that you never even get to see. That would be absolutely depressing. So yeah, I would encourage anyone to enjoy their life now and find that balance, enjoy your life, go out, have fun, spend money within reason, and, you know, just make it a priority to have fun and invest at the same time. Like, you can have both. That's what I will say. You can have both. You can invest a lot and you can have fun. Like, it's not one or the other. You can definitely have both. So that would be what I would say. Linda, you said, Meet Kevin watches the stock market the minute it opens and gives live commentary like it's Sky Sports. Quite hilarious. Would recommend you watch a few of his vids. I absolutely will. That sounds so interesting. I wrote his name down, so I'm going to check out his channel. But I'm going to end here. But I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining me again. It's always so good to see you all, chat with you all, get to know you all more. And again, I just want to thank you guys for getting me to 1,000 subscribers, or over 1,000 subscribers. Like, I in my head, I said, oh yeah, they'd be amazing to reach 1,000 subscribers within my first year of YouTube. So by October is when I was hoping that I would, I thought, oh, that'd be amazing. But to reach it within 5 months is just mind-blowing. You guys are amazing, and I hope you have the best Easter. Yes, happy Easter, Jay. I hope you guys have the best Easter, the best time off, and, you know, yeah, make the best of it. And if you're seeing people in their gardens or whatever you're doing outside, I hope you enjoy it. I really do. And Linda, thank you. 5K soon. Yeah, we'll see when that would be amazing. But I'm honestly just so grateful for where I'm at right now. So grateful. And all the honeys, happy Easter to you too. Happy Easter to you all. Have a wonderful evening. It's like a Friday, isn't it? Because who's got work tomorrow in the UK? Actually, maybe some of you do. I don't know if you do. I don't. My husband doesn't. So it feels like a Friday right now. And yeah, I hope I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. It may be 8 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. Yeah, actually, probably 7:30 is like that nice spot between 7 and 8. Look out for upcoming videos. And yeah, when I see you next time, it'll be great. Okay, have a good evening, good weekend, and take care, guys.